Hello everybody, it's Friday, start to the weekend. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. I'm alright. Little rusty today. It's raining out a lot. Vivi got soaking wet. She's over there on her pillow. So yeah. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like what you see, consider giving us a thumbs up, would you? Can't see it with my shirt too much, but anyway. There, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Not selling nothing, it's free. So come on. I need you. I need you. My hanger's on. Thanks for hanging on. And this is the shirt of the day. Yes. That's how I feel. A lot of people want me to come and visit in the United States, but I'm terrified to go down there right now because I'll end up in some prison in Louisiana, I'm sure, because if they go through my socials, I am so screwed. So anyway, cheers, dears. All the best. I'm talk about George Santos today. Remember him? Got sentenced today. It was lovely. It was lovely. Just saying. So, hangers on. Cheers. And let's get into this, shall we? So I just want to say, hey, George, you should have told the truth the first 400 times that they asked you about it because, you know, orange isn't a good look on you. It's just not. I think you're more jewel tones. But anyway, you are the dumbest criminal next to the mango moose knuckle. I swear to God. You're getting off the slap on the wrist compared to all the criminal stuff that you have done to people. Shall we start at the very beginning? It's a very good place to start. Let's take a little trip down criminal lane, shall we? Remember back in 2022 when you were running for Congress? I do. Oh, your resume that you put out? Pretty impressive. It was almost unbelievable. Because it was. Just saying. Remember when you were still living in Brazil? In your drag queen days? Not that there's anything against it. I've got a few drag queen friends myself who are fabulous, I must say. Remember those days and your mom was like a cook and like a caregiver type thing to an old man that was in bed, and you stole his wallet and went shopping to the tune of over $1,500 of that man's money? And you spent it on yourself? Remember that? You had to flee the country. Yeah, you had to flee the country. You said you held a dual Brazilian and U.S. citizenship. Apparently you don't, but that's another lie. When you hightailed it out of Brazil, did you go anyplace else first? I understand you got a bunch of friends and family and stuff. Well, I don't know if that's true in Florida, but that's neither here nor there or in between, I must say. Then comes the lies about you being a big shot businessman. All fake. All fake. George, you ran as the first openly gay Republican to ever win an election. Congratulations. But then you fucked over every LGBTQ person in the country because you're lying. Bitch. Then the lies started to ooze out. You were a model of Fashion Week? Seriously. Give your head a shake, Georgie. You said you went to wealthy private schools. No, you really didn't. You won a volleyball championship at a school you never attended. How did that work out? And apparently you had to retire your sport of volleyball because you were on your knees too much. Wait a second. And now you have 2 knee replacements? Knee pads for sure. Now, you were also hitting up the Republican Jewish Coalition for money when you were running and saying that you were Jewish and your grandparents had to escape the Nazis in World War II. They had to escape from Ukraine. Honey, your grandparents were in Brazil. In Brazil. To clean up that, You said because you're Catholic, you had to confess that you were Jew-ish. Apparently, your grandparents are Brazilian, and they're not Jewish Brazilians. Then you said your mom had cancer because she was in the Twin Towers on 911, and she died in all the smoke and stuff in 911, and then, oh no, that didn't happen. Then she got cancer because of all the stuff that she inhaled while she was in the Twin Towers on 911, on 9/11. You said you worked at Harbor City Capital and managed, I don't know, $1.5 billion in funds? You were working at Dish Network selling satellites. That's what you were doing. It didn't happen. You started your own LLC, DeVolder Organization, which was a consulting firm. George, you said you made $750,000 a year, but the business was estimated at only $50,000 a year. So you were swindling a bunch of people, including that $50,000 included stationery and office furniture, I'm pretty sure. And when you applied for a loan, you told the bank that you made $800,000. Did you go to Trump University to learn how to do that or what? And you said your company grossed $1.5 million. In your 2022 financial disclosure, the assets were between $1 million and $1.5 million. But, you know, when there's a but, it ain't true. It also showed that you had an income of $614. That's less than you made as a congressman. And $14,000 in expenses and a loss of over $13,000. So where's this $1.5 million coming from? Out your ass? At the time of filing, George had $4 in the bank. $4. Basically, he ran a Ponzi scheme. He said he went to Harvard Business. Nah, he didn't. He said he worked at Goldman Sachs. No, he did not. He worked at Citigroup. No, he didn't work there. There's no record of any of the names that he holds. None of them. He ran in 2020 and lost. And in true Trumpian form, didn't he go on the trail of stop the steal? And he said the vote totals were manipulated. I wonder where he learned that from. He did win, though. He went back and tried again in 2022 because he lied his ass off to everybody. And at one rally, at one dinner that he had there, they raised over $100,000 for his campaign. I hope they didn't give that to him personally. But he impersonated donors, stole credit card information. He committed wire fraud. He hit on his male aides, telling them, oh, my husband's in New York. He won't know. Yeah, a cheater's a cheater, and this guy cheats a lot. One of the aides on Capitol Hill actually came forward and reported him. He ran a GoFundMe scheme a couple of times involving a disabled Navy vet and his dying service dog. Remember that? The GoFundMe raised over $3,000 for Sapphire's surgery. Then George ghosted the veteran. A disabled Navy veteran. He ghosted him and kept the funds. Now he's also accused of stealing puppies. He's stealing puppies, people. Come on. From the Amish, according to People magazine and Vanity Fair. So to wrap this up, George Anthony Zabrowski DeVolder Santos, pick a name, he'll take any of them, was brought to justice today. A federal judge sentenced him to 7 years and 3 months in prison. And he has to pay back $374,000 in restitution. Like that's ever going to happen. He has until July 25th to surrender. I wonder if he'll go and visit anybody he knows in Brazil in between this time. That's just me. When the sentence was handed down, he was bawling and crying like he was literally sobbing and doing the whole body shake and could hardly talk, while the judge said he betrayed the confidence of his constituents, to say the least. He said he didn't like, the judge said that she didn't like sentencing people to jail. I guess in this case she made an exception. Santos was fully deserving of his sentence. Fully deserving. At various times he lied about his name, Anthony Zabrowski, Anthony DeVolder, George Santos, George DeVolder, yeah. He said he was mugged in broad daylight in New York City, but there were no witnesses. Are you kidding me? I was in Midtown Manhattan. I gotta tell you, that's a busy place. That is a busy, busy place. There are cameras absolutely everywhere. And the cameras that aren't on the streets and on poles and on every corner, shops all over the place, all have cameras. Just say it. Midtown Manhattan, busy place. And George stole from the Catholic Church. That's pretty low. He said when his mom died the last time, a priest at the family church said when George's mom died in 2016, not 9/11, in 2016, said George couldn't afford the funeral, so he went crying poor to the priest. So the priest announced that a collection will be raised at the memorial mass that they had for his mom, who was a cook, by the way. She wasn't a nurse, she wasn't a big accountant, she wasn't a big bitch, she was a cook. And she was probably a very good one and didn't deserve him. But the amount raised was significant, and it was given to Santos. And there was also a GoFundMe page set up for his mom's funeral by a friend. I don't know if it was a friend of the priest or a friend of George's, but neither way, it doesn't matter. And it was set up, and as of November 23rd, the funeral home has yet to see 1 cent of that $6,000 that was raised for his mom's funeral. That's a disgusting little prick. That's what that is. And please don't forget the homeless vet's dog. Let's not forget him, okay? He's supposed to have life-saving surgery, and he ghosts him and the dog. Now, from NBC News, Catherine Korteski and Dara Georgian said the U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District of New York called the sentence justice. After the hearing, he said Santos was finally held accountable for the mountain of lies, theft, and fraud perpetrated. Prosecutors said despite the teary expression of remorse to the news cameras after the proceedings, he said Santos is just a pathological liar who isn't remorseful for any of his actions. And just before he went for his sentencing, he was on OAN, whatever the hell that, I don't know what it is, Trump Humpers Network there. He was interviewed, and Santos said, if the president thinks I'm worthy of a commutation or clemency, he can make that decision. And when the interviewer asked if he would take a pardon, gone was the pretense of, oh, mea culpa, mea culpa. He was you bet your sweet ass I would. That says a lot right there, doesn't it? Anyway, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. I am on my way out the door to go see a movie. I'm going to go see The Accountant with Ben Affleck. The first one was awesome. Hope this one is too. Have a great day. I'm still going to rust if I go out there again. Well, sugar melts when it gets wet, just saying. But anyway, take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. 99 loves you the best. Hangers on. Love you. Thanks for hanging on. And don't forget to subscribe. Ta-da. I have to get the word out.